Adam Vinatieri tracking down Herschel Walker with Marv Albert on the call.
That's crazy.
I never understood the shoulder pads Herschel Walker wore.
Well,
I had forgotten about those. My God, how do you have any flexibility? How do you have any moves? He looked so uncomfortable in those shoulder pads, didn't he?
Yeah, in that whole era. I mean, think about that whole era. Everybody's wearing these like gigantic shoulder pads and doing that. You know, it was just a little bit more protection. Now the shoulder pads have become so much more technologically superior. It's amazing what they are now as compared to even when I was in high school or my early years of college football. Now they're just as strong or stronger with being, you know, a third of the size, a quarter of the size, a quarter of the weight, which allows the players to be even faster and throw their bodies around more aggressively and all those things. And those are the reasons why you hear about the game being more violent now maybe than then. But, yeah, those things are gigantic. And, wait, it's actually – it just reminds you how old Adam Vinatieri is the fact that he was playing against Herschel Walker. I was like, what? Wait, what are we showing here? I couldn't quite figure it out at first.
And Vinatieri actually played for the Colts longer than he played for the Patriots. I always think of him, though, as a Patriot because he had the huge kicks with New England. Each of the 3 field goals they won during his time there, they won by 3 points. And obviously the snow globe game with the tuck rule, he made the 45-yard line drive to tie it up and force overtime and then made the game winner in overtime. Rick Cordella, who is one of the executives at Peacock and used to be in charge of NBCSports.com, sent me last night a photo of the image on the screen as Vinatieri was getting ready to kick that field goal, and it said at the bottom, has missed 4 of his last 5 field goal attempts.
That's amazing.
You can't, there it is. You can't help but wonder if he misses this kick, what it does to his career.
Right.
Because then it's 5 of 6, and the Patriots season's over. Do they find a new kicker for 2002?
Yeah, that's a very good question. But, you know, it's the story of so many great players where it was like, oh, there's this one tipping point that launched them into greatness. But I think that is part of his greatness right there, though. Like, just his ability to handle pressure regardless. Oh, I've missed these field goals. This one's to win it and go to the AFC Championship game. You know, even remember the Super Bowl against the Carolina Panthers. And that Super Bowl, I believe he had like 2 missed field goals early on in the game. But late in the game, oh, it's a 41-yard attempt, 29-29. I mean, there was no doubt. I was sitting in the stands this day. I was just going, there's no doubt. It's going right through, and the Patriots are world champions. So you never doubted it in these moments. And really, until like 2 years ago, I can't even remember like Adam Vinatieri coming off the field disappointed he missed a big field goal. I feel like it never happened to the guy.
Yeah, and in 2019, he did struggle. And I remember there was a question, were they even going to cut him loose? Was he going to retire during the season? He's an important leader in the locker room because he's transcended that position because he's meant so much to so many teams, and he didn't play in 2020. And there was a story yesterday, I think, that he had maybe kicked around the idea of coming back, no pun intended at all, because it would have been a horrible one. And then he told Pat McAfee yesterday that he's retiring. And this is the first kicker or punter that I can recall who, from the moment of retirement, it's a no-brainer he's getting in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't
know that he gets in 5 years or 4 years now since he didn't play in 2020, but it's a no-brainer the guy's getting in.
No-brainer. I mean, it goes in as one of the greatest kickers of all time, the most clutch kicker of all time, and I feel like this is the only kicker/punter I can remember that has retired or made an announcement like this, and it's kind of treated like he's a real NFL star football player. I don't mean that to be silly or disrespectful, but like
you're right.
Right? Like it's a real, like it's a linebacker or a pass rusher or a quarterback. I mean, that's where he's different. He's been such a part of our history and football here for so long. Really awesome career to him, and congrats on the retirement.
Yeah, you've got Bill Belichick issuing a statement, Robert Kraft issuing a statement. I mean, this is a guy who was just different than the other kickers and will end up in Canton, and maybe he'll get there on the first bat.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.